folks. We are back live here in studio. And as we mentioned, we've got Hunter Pinkston, frontman for the Pink Stones, joining us here in studio. Hunter, thanks so much for being here this morning, man.
Yeah, good morning. How are you guys?
Good morning.
Doing pretty well, thanks. I think that's due in part to apparently I think I got a little bit more sleep than you did last night, huh?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, most people in the world probably did. That's okay, though. You know, I do well on no sleep usually, at least for a couple days.
He's getting through it so that you can maybe rest a little bit before tonight's show, which is going to be really fun, even though you just gave us a little sprinkle taste.
Sure, yeah. Tonight at Skinny Dennis with Teddy and the Rough Riders.
Yeah.
One of my favorite bands ever.
8 o'clock and no cover.
No
How
cover.
about that? 21 and over.
So endless guest list. For all the people who have texted me and said, hey, man, can I get on the guest list with a +10?
Tonight's
yes,
the night,
you
right?
absolutely can. You totally can. Everyone's on the guest list tonight. No drink tickets, though.
Yeah, right.
Oh my
gosh. You got to set the limit
Boundaries,
somewhere,
boundaries. Yeah. Also, you want to go support all those amazing people over at Skinny Dennis.
Absolutely. I love those bartenders.
Yeah, they're the best.
That's right.
Throw
But
peanuts on the floor.
Pink Stones have a new album, Thank the Lord. It's the Pink Stones.
Thank the
And
Lord.
we get to see them tonight out at Skinny Dennis. Sounded great warming up. Hunter, you're going to play a couple songs for us, right?
Sure, yeah.
All right. Which one do you want to play first?
I'll do a song called Too Busy. I
Okay.
guess.
All right, let's
since
do it.
I don't have my capo on. Bar is closing, time to get going. What's the motion, your place or mine? If we start walking, then we'll start talking, and we'll make our way into the night. But now it's morning, we're drinking coffee. You roll over, you catch my eye, and then you say, darling, we should get going. And I'll reply, let's take our time, because I'll never be too busy. You know just what I wanna do. And if things start to get heavy, I'll never be too busy for loving you. Back to working an early morning after another late night, and I can hear your voices calling, and 5 o'clock is such a sight, because I'll never be too busy. You know just what I wanna do. And if things start to get heavy, I'll never be too busy for loving you.
From the Pink Stones here, getting ready for their show at Skinny Dennis tonight. I love that it's a free show.
Oh, yeah.
Because all we got to do is tell people to show up, show out, and have a good time.
Buy a t-shirt and tip your bartender.
Oh, buy a t-shirt and tip. I love
played,
that.
sir.
So what is okay, so you don't live here. You live in
That's
Athens.
right.
But you've been coming to Nashville quite often. I mean, do you see a move? Like,
I don't
what's
know.
happening?
You know, I mean, Caleb Bays, who plays steel guitar in the Pink Stones.
Yes.
He lives here in Nashville.
Okay.
And we come see him a lot. You know, we come play here in Nashville a lot, and we like it. You know, I don't know. I'm just kind of I like Athens because it's quiet.
Yeah.
It's small,
yeah.
and you know, like I'm gonna have traffic 10 times in a year versus
Hey,
10 times in a
you
day.
are-
And- or a week.
You know,
Are you originally from Athens? Is that where you were?
I'm from South Georgia.
Okay.
Yeah, the home of Philip Phillips, as we were saying earlier.
Yeah.
Philip Phillips here. Yeah, I grew up in Lee County, which is South Georgia.
Okay.
And I lived there until I was ready to go to college, and then I moved to Athens for the university, and I've stayed ever since. You know,
Wow.
classic story. It's not so bad though. I like it. You know.
I love that you like it and that you're sticking to it. I mean, your sound definitely kind of vibes into that, and so we
Sure.
can kind of be taken into your home world, which
Totally.
I think is very cool.
Yeah, it's fun too. You know, I mean, we do all the kind of tratty Nashville thing, I guess, you know, but then it's nice to not be here and be there because no one else really does it. So it's cool. You know, it's like as opposed to here where there's quite a lot of competition, which is good. You know, that's healthy. But in our town, we're kind of the only band that does what we do. So it's fun, you know.
We own this town.
Yeah, exactly. In some way.
Again, Hunter from the Pink Stones joining us here in studio. Get a chance to see the band tonight. Again, it's a free show. Looks like doors at 7:30. Show starts at 8. It'll be the Pink Stones and Teddy and the Rough Riders.
Yeah.
Tonight, while it is free, it is a 21 and over show out at Skinny Dentist this evening.
They got peanuts, though, you can throw on the floor. I just like to say that multiple times. It feels great to do that.
It's like a Logan's Roadhouse or whatever.
Yeah, oh, there you go.
Or
Yes.
Ryan's Steakhouse.
But I always feel so bad. Like, I'll get there a little bit early and I'll ask for the peanuts. And then I look at the bartender and I'm like, I'm going to drop it.
Yeah,
And
sorry.
They're like, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Do it. And I'm like,
Take it up with your
"Okay."
boss.
But Hunter, so I was reading the band really started with you in your
Yeah.
apartment in Athens. When about was that? Was this something that kind of came out of the pandemic that you're sitting around saying, you know?
It was before that.
Okay.
I mean, our first record didn't come out until
21.
Yeah. So, you know, like we were kind of hitting our first actual stride right after the pandemic. But yeah, that was probably 2017, I guess.
Okay.
You know, I moved to Athens in 2016 and then was there for not very long before I decided I wanted to start writing these kind of songs or whatever. I'd played in a bunch of other bands before that. And then, yeah, you know, just I luckily had my own apartment when I first moved there, which is
Yeah.
great when you could still afford a cheap apartment by yourself,
Right.
you know?
So that's been about 9-10 years.
Yeah.
And it was
Checks
great.
out.
And so I got to sit around and play acoustic guitar and write songs for the first time, you know, as a kid or whatever. And yeah, somehow I'm still here trying it again. You know?
Did you take lessons as a kid? Did you kind of know how to play, or was that kind of part of it?
Yeah, definitely. I took lessons, and I mean, I started playing drums when I was
Old enough to
Oh,
hold
so
the
you
sticks
got
and
that,
make
yeah.
noise,
There's
right?
pictures of me
Same.
at my dad's drum kit when I was, you know, microscopic.
Right.
And that was great. And then, yeah, you know, I got into guitar because I wanted to play something melodic, you know, something I could, you know, whatever, make different kinds of sounds with. And, yeah, and I played in a bunch of punk rock bands, as many people do, for a super long time.
Okay,
That's
what was some of the names of these punk rock bands?
I don't know if some of them can even be said on,
I
on
thought
the radio.
maybe, but I just wanted
Good
to
thinking,
test.
Hunter.
Yeah, but that was a fun time, you know. And I still love all that stuff, you know. I think that, you know, I was listening to, funny enough, I was listening to the Nashville West album, you know, Clarence and the bar band before he had joined the Byrds, you know. And there's some awesome, like the recording itself is kind of bad, so it's like all breaking up and crazy, and his guitar is so distorted. But there's like Gibb doing some screaming in one of the songs, you know. And I was like, man, punk rock is just everywhere.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't think of Clarence White as being much of a punk rocker, but also I guess he kind of was like the ultimate punk rocker, maybe a little bit, you know.
Sure.
In a way, you know.
Well, and then to your point, there, you know, as you kind of hit that certain age, and it's like, yeah, I want to be in a punk band. You know?
Totally.
Were you listening to that kind of stuff growing up? I mean, what were some of your early influences that maybe wanted you to learn how to play guitar so you could
Totally.
write your own songs?
Yeah, I mean, when I was a kid, it was like a weird dichotomy in the household because, yeah, my dad was a drummer who was, you know, super into just like rock and roll stuff, you know, I mean, generally everything in that realm. But he's from South Georgia, so he's all into the Capricorn stuff.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Listened to a ton of that and, you know, but also great stuff like, you know, Smokey Robinson and all sorts of stuff like that. But then my mom, you know, she was a closet country music fan. And my grandmother, her mother, you know, was always asking me to play Elvis and stuff, you know. And at that age, of course, I was like, I don't know about any of this, you know. But it was there, and I listened to it a bunch as a kid. And then, you know, I'm 29, so like around the time that I was a teenager was the huge boom of, you know, like social media's first big thing. So it's like, you know,
Right.
I remember being on MySpace and finding like local punk
Oh
rock bands,
my
you know, and being like,
gosh,
man, I want
yeah.
to be like this. I want to rip my t-shirt up, you know. And so I did that, you know, for my teenage years, which was really fun. And it was cool because I got to, you know, I mean, I kind of learned how to play guitar the real way, but then I did that. But I got to like go on the road and play shows, you know, and
Yeah.
stuff, which is a different way to learn it as opposed to, you know, getting traditionally trained and then going on the road. I kind of had the backwards version of I knew how to tour before I knew how
Did
to
you do
actually
Warped
really play
Tour?
guitar. No,
Oh.
I've been to it. I
Okay.
never played it, but
I was like, were we
went
on a
to
tour
it.
together?
Yeah, I went to it when I was, who knows, a teenager. A couple
Oh,
times,
yeah.
a couple years in a row. But
Well,
yeah,
I know
you
the
whatever.
Georgia a lot
It all
well.
makes sense. And
Yeah.
we live in the postmodern world where all music exists and you can listen to all of it and love all of it. You know, you don't have to be so worried about what you're telling people you're listening to. You can just listen to everything all the time, which is so great. You know.
Well said. Hunter
Yeah.
Pinkston, frontman for the Pink Stones, joining us here in studio. Again, a free show tonight out at Skinny Dennis. It's just. The
Free.
price is right. In fact, Hunter already said, yes, if you want to be on the list, everybody is on the list.
Yeah.
Come on out. Doors at 7:30. Show starts at 8 o'clock. Teddy and the Rough Riders also on the bill tonight out at Skinny Dennis. Hunter, this has been so much fun. Before we let you go, will you play another song for us?
Yeah, I sure will. Yeah, let's see. The first time I flew was with you, a straight shot to Boston. And after that plane made it back, we set out for Austin. But now that you're gone, when I fly, it always rains. I've seen a lot of real sad movies on big jet planes. The last time I flew, I knew that you were there with me. 'Cause I could see you on the runway when we touched in Sydney. But now that you're gone, when I fly, it always rains. I've seen a lot of real sad movies on big jet planes. But now I can't fly anymore without thinking about you. It's just as hard in the air living without you. I stopped flying when the memories had awfully faded. Now I drive alone in the car your friends always hated. But now that you're gone, when I drive it always rains. I've seen a lot of real sad movies on big jet planes. 'Cause there's too many real sad movies on big jet planes.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Hunter with Pink Stones. playing tonight at Skinny Dennis. I have definitely had my big fill of wine and cried on planes.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, stop looking at me, anybody. I'm fine.
It's not my fault, you know?
Yeah. They put the sad ones on there, man.
Totally.
Well, more of those great storytelling and music tonight for free.
That's right.
Yes.
Again, Hunter joining us here in studio. Again, the new album, Thank the Lord.
It's the Pink Stones. That's so
right. And again, Skinny Dennis tonight. Doors at 7:30. Show starts at 8 o'clock. Not only the Pink Stones, but also Teddy and the Rough Riders come on out. And to Hunter's point, make sure and tip your bartender.
Yes.
And buy some merch. Support the band. They're letting you in for free.
That's
They're put on
right.
an amazing show. So got to have that gas money, right, man?
Yeah, good Lord. Yeah.
And tell them your story about how you've cried on a plane.
Oh, I sure have. I wrote that song because I had gone to Philadelphia for a couple weeks, and my partner at the time, we got off the plane, and I was saying that, you know, and then I kept saying it in different phrases as I'm walking down the street until finally I was like, I gotta write this idea down.
Yeah?
And then I wrote the whole entire song with no guitar or anything, and took it back home 2 weeks later, and was like, perfect, new song, great. And I love that song. Maybe it's my favorite one on the record. I don't know.
I want a shirt that says I cry on planes.
Yeah, definitely. The Pink Stones.
The Pink Stones. Yes. Oh, okay. Send me one when that happens.
Yeah, we'll make that work.
Thank you again for coming in. So great.
Yes.
Cheers, y'all. Thank you.
Stoked.
Thanks so much, Hunter. Again, show tonight, Skinny Dennis, for that free show with the Pink Stones and Teddy and the Rough Riders. You can get more information about the show at skinnydennisnashville.com. And, of course, follow along with the band at thepinkstones.com.